Since the beginning of humankind, exemplary men and women have been committed to promoting peace throughout the world. Through non-violent tactics and using diplomatic approaches, all of these people have helped to uphold peace in their own domains. Amongst these different actions, sport has emerged as a powerful tool for peace building, as it has the ability to reconcile people and to advance the rights of entire nations. Even in the darkest moments in history, the values intrinsic in sport have enabled men and women to fraternize, engage in a truce. And to affront racial supremacy and segregation. To help advance human rights and fight against all forms of discrimination. To encourage renewal of political dialogue and diplomacy where it no longer exists. To reconcile a people divided by apartheid and rebuild a nation. To defend humanity and promote social inclusion for all. There are so many striking examples that have enabled the Peace Through Sport movement to become acknowledged as a legitimate force by international governing bodies and heads of state. And to be instrumental in launching the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace. Since its creation, this day has been incrementally recognizing sport initiatives that are addressing the ongoing global challenges. Faced with racism, gender inequality, economic crises, radicalization, and humanitarian tragedies that threaten global stability. Today, more than ever, the Peace Through Sport movement can be used for social change and to facilitate mutual understanding, dialogue, and inclusion. The values of sport alone can't resolve all problems, but these values offer a platform for world leaders, sport governing organisations and NGOs to foster the conditions needed for sustainable peace and to create a window of opportunity to give hope to future generations. The road to peace is difficult, and there's no time to lose. Sport is a powerful and proven peace-building tool. Today, it is time to mobilise global change through sport for the benefit of all. Game on for peace.
It's a big honour to welcome Nobel Peace Prizes. This is the first time for a Peace and Sport Forum. Et ils sont avec nous, ils ont été 4 à recevoir le prix. 3 d'entre eux sont présents ici aujourd'hui. Je demande de les accueillir, the members of the Tunisian National Dialogue Quartet and Nobel Peace Prize for 2015, Wided Bouchamaoui, Abdel Sattar Ben Moussa, and Mohamed Fadel Mahfoud. Assalamu alaikum, welcome. Et c'est Madame Wided.
Thank you for what you did for your countries, and thank you for our champion, Habiba Ghribi. She is the world champion. Where is Habiba? We'd like to say thank you very much because we are proud. She is a woman, she is Tunisian, and she is young. Thank you very much.
When we talk about what can we do to finally succeed in these goals of gender equality, of inclusion, there is one SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. This is our new Millennium Development Goals that we have on behalf of all the world, all the members of the United Nations. We have one word, this is partnership. We have to partner with each other. And this conference, this forum, is, for me personally, allow me to say, I don't want to injure anybody else, but this is the best congress, the best forum of sports for the under the framework of development and peace, peace and sport, the best in the world. And it is very important for me. I will finish together with Ban Ki-moon at the end of the year my work. And so this is very important to see. We have a lot of partners here from many, many different countries around the world. Take the chance to partner. Talk about the best practices that you have in your countries. Bring people together and use all the chances that we have to mobilize people from the grassroots level to the president, to the heads of states all over the world. We celebrate, in a way, these 3 days. We are very happy to come here together and communicate and build up a network. This is wonderful. This is one of the most beautiful places in the world. That's why many people love to come here, I'm sure. But on the other hand, if we just think very seriously of what happened right now in countries not far from here, in Africa, in Syria, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and I don't want to know where to end. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed, months by months, year by year, and we don't learn to get together and talk with the responsible people to end fighting and to start communication about respect each other. Why don't we learn this of history around the world? And we have to do everything, and that's the last sentence I want to say. I'm very, very happy that we get the chance during these next 3 days to communicate and to stay in dialogue, to respect each other, to make the world a little bit better. Thank you so much.
His Highness Nasser bin Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa.
We will be there to support them, and we will be there to encourage them. The journey is long, but we will walk the walk and we will talk the talk to transform our peace through sport objective into reality. Throughout this forum, we will bounce ideas and develop actionable plans on how to learn, teach, and transmit peace through sport. But this discussion should not end here. Let it continue in your own homes, at your own workplaces, and at your social gatherings. As we turn our plans into tangible actions, we shall live the message we want to send across the world. Thank you.
But what kind of sport are we talking about? It's a key question. We are not talking about top-level competitions organized with fancy equipment for a small number of people. Neither are we talking about sport as simple exercise without structure or objectives. No. We are talking about simple, organized, and supervised activities which can help integrate people into society. Sport which imposes discipline and respect where there is no rule. Sport which reinstalls communication where dialogue has long been extinguished. Sport which builds bridges where only walls exist. And above all, we are talking about sport which can be introduced everywhere because it requires only creativity and minimal resources. The proof is clear. Organized like this, sport is a universal language. It brings social cohesion and international stability and makes sport diplomacy efficient. The winning recipe is simple. Makeshift material to keep costs down. The involvement of an international federation, here it was volleyball, which can carry the concept everywhere it is needed. A champion to act as a role model and bring sport everywhere within reach of everyone. I can summarize all of this in one slogan that I hope becomes a peace and sport keyword. Sport simple. Sport simple is a logical follow-up to our adapted sport manual that we launched 2 years ago, and which is now used by a lot of international federations, associations, and NGOs. Sport Simple is the proof that creativity can transform basic materials found in local environment to make sports equipment out of waste and recycled products. It is about modifying the rules of sport so that they fit to any local conditions. Sport Simple is about capitalizing on best practices and educating educators to use this new knowledge to reach a global population. Because it works, it has to be developed. Because it is cheap, it can become global. To encourage this initiative, next year we are going to introduce a new award for the most sport simple solution.
Merci, Joël. It's an honor to welcome His Serene Highness Prince Albert II.
All of us gathered here this evening believe in the values of sport, its capacity to forge, reestablish, and strengthen ties to create a more peaceful living environment. For this reason, I would like to support the concrete initiatives which Peace and Sport and its team are implementing in many regions of the world. Dr. Thomas Bach, IOC President, recently insisted on the political dimension of sport in the declaration in which I quote, "In this fragile world, sport is an anchor of stability." It's also very inspiring by the images that were shown to us this evening about the values of sport and the role of opinion leaders. Each time our societies are faced with crises, women and men have known how to act and were able to change the destiny of populations. I'd like to pay special tribute here this evening to the Nobel Peace Prize winners who spoke earlier, for the strength of their words and for the clarity of their convictions and for the courage that they embody. I can feel the growing need of the sports champions to give back to society. The Champions for Peace and Olympians are more than ever invested in numerous actions with communities that are disenfranchised, particularly towards young people left to find their own way in life. That there's a very positive evolution in the increasing power of athletes to become key players for social change.
These are the speakers that open this 9th Forum Peace and Sport today. Sous vos applaudissements, encore un de your applause. It's not over. Ce n'est pas fini. I would love to welcome to the stage with them for the last picture, sports champions for peace. Jean-Baptiste Allez from France. He did the Paralympic Games. Jean-Baptiste, come over. He's originally from Burundi. And he did long jump with only one leg. Close to him from judo, Ivory Coast. You saw him on a picture. Isaac Angbo, African champion in judo, an Olympian. From France, and figure skating, Olympic medalist Surya Bonali. Du Togo, et médaillé olympique au canoë-kayak, Benjamin Boukpeti. From Canada, and track and field, 5 times Olympian, Charmin Crooks, an Olympic medalist. From France, working in kickboxing, and world champion, Momo Dridi. From Egypt, she's an Olympian and a swimmer, Rania Elwani. And she joined the government in Egypt and will be working for peace. And from Germany is the driver Engel Maro. welcome the world champion. From France and Taekwondo, world champion several times, Pascal Gentil. From Tunisia, de Tunisie, championne olympique, Habiba Gribi. Final place. From France and tennis, Tatiana Golovin. From France, et c'est un joueur de rugby, French champion, Imanol Arinordoki, vainqueur en Grand Chelem avec l'équipe de France de rugby. From France and Taekwondo, she's Olympic medalist, Marlène Arnois. From Russia, Olympic champion, double Olympic champion, and 20 times world record holder, Yelena Isinbayeva. From Denmark, world champion, four times, Wilson Kipketer, track and field, especially 800 meters. From Mali, boxing, France and Mali, Willy Kouyaté. Représentant la France, 2 fois médaillée olympique, Florence Masnada en ski, alpine ski. From Egypt, an Olympian in modern pentathlon, Aya Medani. From South Africa, Olympic champion in Barcelona, Elana Maya. From Algeria, Olympic champion in Sydney in 1500, Nouria Mera Benida. From France, world champion, Marc Raquil, was a 4x4 and silver medalist in a 400 meters. From Spain, de España, sprinter Ángel Rodríguez. From Pakistan and football, Kashif Siddiqui. From France, played basketball and also volleyball, Sidiki Sidibe. From Czech Republic, tennis player Elena Sukova. From Palestine, call her Honi. It's not a nickname, it's her name. Honi Talige. Football. From Pakistan, and she's a squash player, Maria Turpakai. If you want to see her story, goes on the web and talk to her this week. Welcome to Maria. From France, you've seen him on the picture, Jean-François Tordeau, rugby. From USA, world and Paralympic champion, downhill ski, Chris Waddell. You're in. And from Sweden, Olympic champion and world champion in skiing, Pernilla Wiberg. Here are our champions for peace. Here are the champions for peace plus the speakers. Merci à vous, merci à toutes et à tous. Ainsi est ouvert officiellement ce 9e forum. This is the official opening. Thank you to all our guests. Merci à vous. Award, the NGO of the year.
Let's have a look at the nominees. The first, Afghan Connection. This program was designed and runs an evolving program in the war-torn nation of Afghanistan, which uses cricket to bring joy and skills to thousands of young people. Over 4,500 boys and girls have received coaching, and 180 teachers have also been trained. Many of these athletes have gone on to play in the under-16 and U19 national leagues. Afghan connections.
Oh, you can applaud for, of course, the nominees. I mean, they're here,
Absolutely.
so we'd love to have something to tell them. Here is the next one. It will be Right to Movement. Right to Movement a été créé en avril 2013 à l'occasion de la création du marathon de Palestine. Des coureurs du monde entier venant du Danemark, venant de Jordanie, du Royaume-Uni, du Ghana, des États-Unis. Le marathon de Palestine est passé de 687 participants en 2013 à 4398 en 2016. The Marathon of Palestine, they had 687 runners in 2013, and in 2016 they have now, look at this, 4,398 runners.
And our final nominee for NGO of the Year is Sports Coaching Foundation from India, helping to build and promote culture among the underprivileged children of India. Build India through sports has affected already almost 30,000 underprivileged kids throughout the country.